Dice. Dice is the answer. If you are watching this, it's probably because you know a nerd and you don't know what to get them for the holidays. Fear not, I am a giant nerd. I will give you all of the information to help guide you to purchase the correct gift for your giant nerd. I am here at Tabletop Game and Hobby, which is my friendly local gaming store in Overland Park, Kansas. And this video is not sponsored. I just happen to be friends with some people who work here, and they allowed me to come and do some filming. We're going to talk about what to get your hobby nerd. First of all, you have to know what kind of nerd your nerd is. Are they a miniatures nerd? And if they're a miniatures nerd, are they a buying miniatures nerd? Are they a painting miniatures nerd? Are they a D&D nerd? If they're a D&D nerd, are they a play D&D nerd? Are they a run D&D nerd? You need keywords. You need the thing that they're interested in and what they do with the thing that they're interested in. You might also want to compile their favorite color, if they have a favorite number, and any sort of aesthetic things that they might like. Like if you're shopping for me and you find like an iridescent leather dice tray, maybe a good idea. If I'm gonna use a dice tray, I might as well use the iridescent leather one, right? I would not advise books for your nerdy friends. Buying a book for your darling nerd is a crapshoot, okay? And the odds are weighted on the house. If you love someone who has a special interest, the odds are that they're already gonna have the thing that you can easily buy. They're already gonna have the player's handbook if they play D&D. If they've been running for a long time, they're already gonna have the Game Master book.
What I would recommend around this time of year, we're getting closer to the holidays, right? So nerds tend to buy everything that they want, like right off the bat. So just go ahead and stealthily take pictures of your friends' bookshelves when you get invited over to like holiday get-togethers.
This advice also goes to like board game library because there's a lot of board games. If you have a board game nerd as your beloved nerd, there are a lot of board games. And if you take a photo of what they have and you bring it into a board game store and you tell them this is the kind of stuff that they like, they will be happy to help you pick something out. You can also go into your local Warhammer store, and if you have the name of whatever army the person runs or wants to run or likes, you can be like, I have these red Martian dudes that my significant other really likes. Here's a picture of the models that they have. What else would be good for this? If Warhammer is your hobby flavor, this is not something that I would come in and just purchase without any knowledge. You should really talk to your hobby person and make sure that you know what models they want. Because you don't want to get something for an army that they don't have, or that might incur you way more expenses than you think you're going to get because now they have to start that army. I'm going to tell you right up front, Warhammer models are not cheap. D&D models tend to be more affordable. Are you really good friends with somebody who plays miniature games like Dungeons and Dragons and things like that? If they're a game master, you can never have too many miniatures. If your DM doesn't like painting, there are some that are already pre-painted, but a lot of the D&D branded ones are ready to paint right out of the box. They've already been primed and they're ready to get their colors on them. If your game master has specifically said they want to run something out of a book, look and see if there are miniatures that are based on the book of adventures they want to run from. If your beloved nerd is a hobby nerd and likes putting together models, it's probably a safe bet that they have most of the tools that they need already, if not all of them. But there are a couple of things that will never go out of style that no one will ever be upset with you for buying. If your hobby nerd works with plastic models, this is my favorite plastic cement. You can melt your model with it, so you have to be careful, but this one's my favorite, and if you drop pieces of sprue inside one that's almost all gone, you can make yourself some sprue goo. You really can't go wrong with a set of sprue cutters. I don't care how many you have, you will always need more. You can never have too many clippers if you are doing Warhammer or other plastic models. Getting those things off the sprue, the edge on those clippers does wear down, especially if you are pinning miniatures with metal pins. They'll bite into the metal of your clippers and then you won't be able to get even cuts. I have 4 pairs of nippers. I have the good nippers, I have nippers that are okay, I have pretty beat up nippers. It depends on what I'm going to do with them, which one that I reach for. It's like if somebody's into jewelry making, they can never have enough jewelry pliers, okay? If your beloved nerd is a painting nerd, brushes. The good brushes. Okay? We already discussed this in the brush care video. It should be linked up here. But Rosemary & Company Kolinsky Sable is my favorite brush. You really cannot go wrong with buying these for your hobby painter. And if you don't have access to them, you can always call here at Tabletop Game and Hobby and they will do mail order for you. Speaking of paints, I've talked about this before. I really like Pro Acryls. I highly recommend them. You can get away with just a few bottles of paint as gift if you know which ones your beloved nerd runs out of a lot. If they paint purple armies and you can go and take a photo of their little bottle of purple paint, you can get them a couple of those bottles and heck, you're good to go. Dice, generally, 99% of the time is going to be a really good thing to get for whatever sort of gaming nerd that you have. Whether it's the wargaming miniatures nerd, which is usually D6s, or if they're a D&D player, that's a whole set of polyhedrals. If you know that they play a cleric, a bunch of D8s would not go amiss. If you know that they like to play a sorcerer or somebody who casts magic missile a lot, D4s. Just a lot of pretty D4s. Pretty dice are so easy to find now. It is not even funny. If your beloved nerd loves pink and flowers, there are pink flower dice to be had. Dice are always an amazing option for gamers, and even better when they come with their own little matching dice bag. Look for little things like this. These make really good gifts. This is $20. If your beloved nerd loves steampunk, there are steampunk dice to find.
Here's another set of non-standard dice for you. These ones look a little bit like bullets. And then my favorite part is they actually label the die on the base, so you actually see what they say. Some non-standard ones right there. Then we have the cool like Sakura, pretty swanky and also very legible, which I appreciate.
Those are heavy too. You can
Yeah.
hear that.
These are solid metal. They roll like thunder, and you can actually read them, which is nice.
There's like quite a range of how much money you can spend on dice. There are dice sets that are like $60 to $120, right? Very expensive, top-end, really cool dice that do more than just show you the number that you roll. But there's also, affordable dice options. If you have a wargamer in your life and you're like, you need 7 different colors of D6s, here, I got you 7 different colors of D6s. Some people like to match their dice to the army that they've painted. Nothing wrong with that. Some people like to have a different set of polyhedrals for every D&D character they play. You can't really go wrong with dice unless the person has specifically said to you, please don't buy me dice. It's great if you can find some dice paraphernalia as well. Dice bags, dice rolling trays, dice cups, things of that nature. If your person already has more click-clack shiny math rocks than they know what to do with, then at least they have accessories to go along with the click-clack shiny math rocks, right? If your beloved nerd loves cute fuzzy things, get them some sort of nerdy fuzzy things. Peekaboo. They make all sorts of stuffed animals of various nerd subgenres, right? I personally am very fond of the cute spooky aesthetic. I've done a video on that. You can go look that up if you like. They're so cute. If all else fails, if the person in your life frequents their local gaming store enough, just get them some merch from their favorite store. Really and truly, the gift that you want to give to your beloved nerd is the gift of understanding them. So go into your friendly local gaming store, or maybe not so local. You can make a little trip out of it. You could get a gift card for a place that you know they like to go. If you are into giving experiences, you could make them up a little coupon to take them to the game store so that they can pick up exactly what they want. Your beloved nerd just wants to be accepted for the things that they like, the hyper-focus that they are fixated upon. And to know that the thing that they like is not considered silly. And getting them something from their area of interest tells them, I value you and your ideas and your opinions and the things that you like, even if I don't share those opinions. Going out of your way to make sure that you give them a gift that is tailored to them, like, it seems like that would be like common knowledge, but please pay attention to your beloved nerd. You don't have to know and understand everything that they like to do, but like, get some keywords and go ask for some help. If you have a beloved nerd in your life and you need gift help, please leave a comment. Tell me what they're interested in. I will try to help give you some guidance, but really and truly, people who work at friendly local game stores love to help pick things out because they usually are hobby nerds. Ask them for recommendations. If you go into your game store and it's a board game store, I guarantee you the people who work there are going to have opinions about the games that they sell. I guarantee you that they're going to have a favorite game or they're going to have a game that they've been wanting to try. You can always also just say, I'm looking for a gift for you. I was thinking of getting you something to go along with D&D or Warhammer or whatever it is that their interest is. Can you give me some ideas of what I could get for you in that area? I know some people have really strong feelings on gift cards, like it's like a lack of effort. But here's the thing, targeted gift cards show that you care, right? And getting them a gift card to a place where you know that they will pick out something that they love, but you don't quite have the knowledge base to pick out something that they will love, that's thoughtful. That is more thoughtful than going into a store and picking out something that you have no clue whether they'll like or not. Or, I don't know, getting them socks and underwear. I personally am of the mind that if you go to my friendly local game store and you get me a gift card, that means that you have listened to me. You have understood that I am into a thing. You don't know how many battle sisters I need for my sororitas army, but I do, right? And so if you go, here, I got you this gift card because I know that you need some model paints. Or I got you this gift card because I know that you've been looking at some of those D&D module books and I want you to be able to get the thing that you want. Masterpiece. Do that. Unless you are absolutely part of a family that's like, gift cards are trash and boring. Gift cards show a lack of whatever. I do not agree with that, but if that is part of your family, I don't know what to tell you. Worry not if your beloved nerd is not this kind of nerd, but it's like a fiber snob nerd. Don't worry, I've got you covered. That's coming next week. Thank you so much for being here. I am so very grateful. You've made it to the end of the video, which is, you know, if you've been here before, you know, this is where I tell you to please drink some water and eat something nutritious, but also very tasty, and to make sure that you are getting adequate rest. Please craft a life that is worth living for you. Take care of my friend, and I promise I will do my very level best to take care of yours. I'm breaking stuff.
You got it. Out of the way.
Yeah, I just ripped the hook off the wall. There. I'm a god of destruction.